Hey everyone, it's Vinny, and I am back from vacation, and this weekend we are going to Gulfstream Park as Saturday is Pegasus World Cup Day at Gulfstream. Let's get into it. Looking at race 2 on Saturday, it is a maiden special weight for 3-year-olds, and there's a couple in here that I think have a shot of being on the Derby Trail in the coming months. The winner of this race, I would be shocked if they're not put on the Derby Trail. It just kind of has the feel of one of those maiden special weight type of races. A lot of good pedigrees in here, a few expensive horses. So I'm expecting the winner to be one of the Derby prospects for later on the trail that people are talking about. With that in mind, my top pick in here is the Judd Mott Homebred, the number 2 Batten Down for Bill Mott with Pratt riding. 6-1 on the morning line, and this is the full brother to a Grade 2 winner and Belmont Stakes runner-up, Tacitus. I love Tacitus, so I am excited to see what Batten Down can do here. As Damn Close Hatches has done pretty well. Tacitus and Skillia, the full sister, ran very, very well early on in their careers. Skillia just couldn't stay healthy, but when she ran big. I'm kind of expecting that here today with Batten Down. I don't think it's a surprise or a shock that Batten Down is debuting on the Pegasus undercard. Juddmont, kind of notorious for debuting some of their better horses on the undercard of big days. A few years ago, they did have Hidden Scroll that ran a hole in the wind on the Pegasus undercard. Did not end up being much of anything, but the debut was something special. So, not saying that Batten Down's going to end up being great, but I do think he's at least going to run well here. I would be shocked if he runs poorly. So for that reason, at 6-1, he's going to be my top pick in here. I think we're just going to get value on him. My second choice in here is 10-1 on the morning line. Is actually the number 4 Corporate Power for Shug with Javier riding. Very solid pedigree on this one. Was bred by Stone Street. They have a very good breeding operation, and this one sold as a yearling for $925,000. One of the more expensive horses. Usually, horses like this, if they're not well represented betting, they don't usually end up running well. That's just how these very expensive horses are. But this one's been working all right for Shug first time out. Is sired by Curlin. So I'm expecting this one kind of to get better with each start. But based on the works, this one's working pretty well for a Shug first timer, in my opinion. So I'm giving this one the nod here as my second choice. And at 10-1, just kind of one of those value plays here that I think this horse could probably end up getting up for second. If he is good enough, he definitely, I think, could win here. There's no super heavy favorite in this field, in my opinion. So I think they're all pretty balanced, and it's just going to be who decides to show up here. With that said, I'm hoping that this 2-4 exact is going to pay at least 15-1 either way I play it. I don't really want to box it, but I probably will because I'm assuming Corporate Power will be too high of odds, and I would hate to get nipped at the wire or something by him. But I will be playing a win bet on the number 2 Batten Down. I'm excited for this one's debut. I do think he has a shot to be pretty good here for Bill Mott. Now we're jumping all the way to race number 13, which is the Pegasus World Cup, and I am sticking with the number 8 First Mission here for Brad Cox. He's second choice on the morning line at 7-2, which is great because I do not like the favorite National Treasure at all here. I've never been a big fan of this horse. I think he is a need the lead type, and I don't think he's going to get the lead easily with who else is entered here. So for that reason, I'm going with the number 8 First Mission on top. He did get nipped last time out in the Clark, but that was second start off the layoff. He still ran a very big race. Third off the layoff today. He should improve. And if he improves, he's going to be very tough to beat. There are a couple that I'm going to play with, but none of them are National Treasure. I'm going to go for a couple prices here because I actually do think this is a pretty balanced race. I don't think this is the strongest Pegasus that we've ever seen, but I think there are a few of these runners are definitely like grade 2, grade 3 caliber types, and I think this race is more of a grade 2 caliber race anyway. So I think they fit, and there's some good prices in here. So I'll start with the number 11 Cruppy for Todd Pletcher. He's going to come from the back, but he's been running very well lately. I think he can sit a little closer to the pace. Like if he sits like 3 or 4 off the pace, I think he's going to be very dangerous turning for home. He's just been improving for Todd. Yeah, they tried him in a couple of the big races last year. It didn't work out. He just won a listed stakes last time out. I think he's got a very good chance to keep improving. The other one that I think is going to run good and is also 20-1 on the morning line is Miracola. This one he just shows up. I don't think he's a legit win contender, but I think he's got a shot to finish second or third here at a big price. He never really runs a bad race. I just don't know if he's ever going to be good enough to beat top caliber horses. But luckily for him, I don't think there's really any of those in here today. So I think at 20-1, he's definitely worth a use on tickets, especially underneath. I know with these two, the outside posts at Gulfstream going 1.125 miles is never great. But again, I don't think this field is anything special. I don't think they're trying to chase down any monsters here. I think they can just outfinish some horses and potentially finish second and third here in this one. The one runner on the inside that I do think has a legit chance to improve and pull off a mild upset here is the number 2 O'Connor for Saffy. Won the Great the Harlan's Holiday last time out here at Gulfstream and was still moving well late. And if the pace sets up here like I think it will, with a little bit of a faster pace, thanks to a couple horses, including National Treasure, I think this one's going to sit like 2 or 3 off the lead and just make his move turning for home. And he seems to have something left here. Saffy horses finish very well here at Gulfstream. His runners just look different here, in my opinion. Take that for what you will. But for that reason, I can't rule out the number 2 O'Connor. I've seen a few people talk about him as the wise guy horse here in this field, and I think that's spot on. I think people will gravitate towards this one, especially off his last race, which was here at Gulfstream. I'm going to play a win ticket on First Mission, but I'm going to use a couple of these on my deep multi-race tickets as well, just because I'm not fully sold on First Mission. He is my top pick, but it's nothing like a 10 out of 10 confidence or anything like that. I want to play an exacta in this race. It is a larger field, so the exacta prices should be good, especially since First Mission shouldn't end up being the favorite. National Treasure will. I'm hoping to get 20-1 on these exacta combinations here. I'll probably end up doing something like 2-8 over 2-8, 10-11. But I'll have to check on the exacta probables to see exactly what they'd be paying out to see if that's worth it. If I have to cut a horse here, it would probably be El Miracolo, but at the same time, I really don't want to cut a horse. I think will be all of that 20-1 on come post time. Looking at Sunday's card, and this might sound a little bit familiar, but the race 2 is a maiden special weight for this time for 3-year-old fillies, and Juddmonte is debuting another homebred for Bill Mott. This time, Johnny V is riding. The number 6 Earned Dividend, I think, looks pretty good in this spot here. The works have been solid. I think the 7 furlong distance fits very well with the pedigree. And while her damn Cosmic Marvel hasn't produced any like champions or anything like that, she has had success with first time out runners. 2 of her 3 racing foals won first time out, so I'm expecting Earned Dividends to show a little something today. Again, the pedigree fits for this 7 furlong distance, and I personally don't think this is the greatest 3-year-old maiden special weight that I've seen. I don't think there's anything super impressive in here, especially of the runners that have run before. None of them looked super great. So for that reason, I'm hoping we get like 4 or 5-1 on Earned Dividends, but I don't have the morning lines for Sunday yet, so we'll see. The second horse that I do like, and I know I just said I didn't really like any of the ones who had starts, but if I had to use one here, it would be the number 3, Flight to Paris, for Arnold with Jose riding. 0 for 2, but the second start looked a lot better in my opinion. So third time out, I'm hoping for another improvement, and if she improves off that race, it would make her a real player here. Again, I don't think this race is anything special, so I'm going 6-3 here in race number 2. I'm hoping the exacta will be something around 14-1 to play it. Otherwise, I am just going to stick with my win bet on the number 6 earned dividend. Race number 9 on Sunday is a 1.125 on the all-weather track, which I know is everybody's favorite. One of those horses that I always think looks all right when I'm handicapping races, and I just kind of chase, is 6- for Todd Pletcher, and I think he caught the right field today. He's 9 for 17 lifetime in the money. Doesn't always win, usually goes off at a fair price. English Channel horses going a 1.125 or longer, something that I like. Irad gets them out here, which is a good sign. Ran very well last time out in a listed stakes here at Gulfstream. I think this one just fits very well. I think this is going to be I think this has the potential to be one of those Irad horses that somehow ends up paying $12, $13. And everybody's like, how did we let Irad go off at these odds? 6- just kind of has the feel like that. Horse is always in with a chance, though. Even though I know I said he's 9 for 17 in the money, but he's got a bunch of fourths, and a bunch of those are right there. I would be shocked if this one is not in contention to win in the late stages. For that reason, I'm just going to play a win ticket here on 6-. I like this horse. I rad up, so I think I'll probably take a hit a little bit on the odds. I feel like this one should realistically be around 8-1. We'll probably only get 4 or 5-1 on him, but that's still more than enough for me to play a win ticket. It's still a double-digit win payout if he does win. So that's what I'm sticking with here in race number 9. Best of luck if you are playing the Pegasus World Cup weekend at Gulfstream Park, and I will see you next time.